Alright, hello ladies and gents, and welcome to the ESL 1 Cologne qualifiers. We've got USSR versus EASYPEASY. And joining me today is Hoss. How are you, Hoss?
Good, it's very hot here. So, yeah, it's going to be a good game of CS hopefully as well. And talk about heat, we're going to be on Dust 2 in the desert. So, see how this game goes. Yes, getting in there early.
It is the knife round, guys, and I think it was USSR who managed to take out Zyrex, who we were casting yesterday. I'm not quite sure. I don't know.
No, it was EasyPeasy.
It was EasyPeasy. That's it. I knew it was
Easy
one
peasy.
of the two. We were just talking about it 5 minutes ago as well. So it goes to show how good my memory is. But of course, some of these EasyPeasy players, they're not really new faces. King, Gore, Nino, Xerox, they were in the old. If I can just remember what they called themselves. They played in the Gfinity Pro League that I used to cast. What did they call themselves? I can't remember what they called themselves, but I'm sure people in the chat will know the name of their old team. And guys, just so you know, the first map is going to be Dust 2, as you can see, and we're going to go on to Mirage. And should we require a third map, we'll go straight on to Inferno.
Yep. I don't know whether we'll require a third map. USSR are quite a well-known team. They've competed on an EU level and in a few LAN events, I believe. Whereas the other team, EasyPeasy, as you said, been around a bit. They're not exactly new faces, but they're just maybe not as known.
Well, they're a mixed team in this case, as far as I'm aware. So quality individuals, but we got to see how playing as a mix pans out up against USSR, who, like you said, are a real team and will without a doubt be playing with proper strats. And there we go. Daki just said in the chat. I hope that's how it's pronounced. DAK11 Daki Game Pub. That's what they were called.
So match still isn't live, unfortunately. We'll be getting into it as soon as we can.
All right, predictions.
Predictions. Ugh. Are we talking overall or this map?
This map and overall.
Okay, this map.
Me, bro.
Oh, I answered your question with a question. This map, USSR to take it 16-11. Overall, 2-0 to USSR.
Alright, 2-0 to USSR, and well, Hoss thinks USSR are going to win, but unfortunately they've already suffered one death, and that player was Flamey. Went down in Sniper's Alley. So here we go. We've got Kibakin heading towards double doors. In fact, he's got Keep It Real and Latro behind him. And here we go. They are going to try and go mid to B. Remind me of the old Very Games strat. They've smoked out CT Spawn. Nino's been incredibly heavy tagged. Xerox knows they're coming for him, but he's expecting someone to pop out of tunnels. Expected correctly. He has the 5-7. He's not going to be able to get the kill. It's the double from Lamp before Latro goes down to Deki, leaving it at 3 versus 3. And this is still doable. It's a doable retake for the CTs, but they've got to speed it up. They have one player who's going to go through tunnels, and he's going to find himself sandwiched. He's got one to his left. He's got Keep It Real to his right. He's going to go down as expected, and Kibakin is going to get one easy kill. And now they've just got to try and deal with Popolada, who's going to get one. I don't think he's going to get another, if you ask me. They're playing it full calm collected, and there we go. Easy peasy for Team USSR, and not too shabby from them when you consider that they did go one man down early on in the game. In the round, sorry. Yeah.
That B site is a lot harder to retake, and when you've got two players coming through doors, it just makes it that bit harder as well. The terrorist of USSR even thought that a second one couldn't come through doors. He turned away straight after he got the kill and looked at window, but he came back through doors, and it was just easy enough to 2 versus 1, wait him out, and USSR took the round because of it. And they now have guns this round as well, so they have the firepower on their backs. Could be taking this round pretty easy, and there we go, that's their first of the round. But Neno's going to come back and get that headshot with the 5-7, so it's 4 on 4. Doesn't want to push through and get the gun yet. It's a little bit too risky for him. He's making their way onto short. They've got the first headshot as they enter the site. They get a second there for Kibakin, and it's all down to Coca-Colada now. He's on long. He gets shot down to 1 HP. Whether he saves the deagle and the armor, more likely option here. And Xerox, he probably saved the CZ along with his teammate here. He doesn't have armor to save. He could maybe get an exit frag, but that may be it. Russian's going to be going down towards long, seeing if they can find either one of the counter-terrorists. But it's looking like a 2-0 here. Pretty comfortably, it has to be said, apart from the first frag that Nino got with a headshot in mid. Our prediction is standing strong right now.
It is, and unfortunately, it seems like my computer isn't, because I am experiencing some strange FPS drops. It's definitely nowhere near as smooth as it should be. So I'm going to monitor it. Apologies about it, guys. We don't normally have this. But hey, maybe it's just one of those days that my computer don't really fancy streaming any CS. So hopefully we'll be able to sort it out. It's going to be keep it real. Trying to get the frag through the doors. Misses both shots. But the CTs, of course, are going to be ecoing. We've got 3 CZs, a P250, and a Deagle in the hands of Coco Colada. So let's see whether the CTs can win it. We know how good the CZs are, but I'm pretty sure USSR are going to be trying to avoid the close quarters, or maybe I've spoken too soon. There we go, it's 1 kill with the CZ. Decky, unfortunately, just about running out of ammo. And now USSR, they know they're a man down and they need a change of plan. We've got Lamp, who's going to try and bright up upper tunnels. He's going to make his way towards a B bomb site with his left-hand man in Quebec, and they're pushing in. They've got 2 to try and deal with. It's going to be Xerox to get a kill. This is going to end up being a superb eco round coming out from EASYPEASY. Or is it? Latro gets 1. Xerox has an AK. He's going to get the double hat-trick overall that round. And, well, I said that I felt the CTs could do it with the CZs, and they definitely put them to good use.
Yep, the early frag coming in on short, and then they went in with the advantage, and then Xerox, he was positioned almost perfectly for when the T's entered that B site. He was playing tight right, just round the corner of tunnels. He got the first headshot, got the AK from it, while the rest of his team stalled out the push or the approach. And then he got the AK and then the double frag at the end to finish things off. And Decky's going to get the first frag of this round with the AWP he picked up from the previous one. 5 versus 4 now in favour of EASYPEASY. I wonder just how easy this game will be, whether they may have an uphill struggle, whether it will go in their stride. Colada sat out long. Aren't pushing it just yet. In fact, they're going to opt for short, it seems, with the bomb. Keep it reals. Taking the bomb here. He's got 2 members of his team behind him. Checking all corners. Not finding anyone just yet. Decky, I believe, who's on the back of the A site. With KGR down to his lower right. He'll miss the shot onto Decky. The nade's going to go over. It's going to only do 2 damage, but they're going to have to go through fire if they want to get onto this side. Decky does get an AWP shot, and Lamp returns with the frag. And now it's 2 versus 4 as the T's got absolutely obliterated as they entered the A site. It's going to take it to 2-2. And that fire on A site meant that the T's went in on lower health than they should have. They'd already committed by the time that they could have made any other decision. So, EASYPEASY take the round.
Yep, and just try reconnecting there, try and fix the FPS lag issues. Unfortunately to no avail, so apologies about it, guys. Normally I have over 200 FPS. Today doesn't seem like my computer wants to work, so we're not going to cut out the game, we'll keep it in, because I know that you guys are eager to watch. So here we go, the Serbians have brought it back to 2-2. If other casters are getting lags, I don't know if it is because of the GoTV server, I'm not sure, but like I said, it's very strange, guys. But anyway, it's going to be Chocolate to get the headshot onto Lamp, trying to get another one, can't do it just yet. Latro, last man standing, well, as a lot of these CT to try and deal with, and I do think we're going to see a 3rd Serbian round in a row, and we are. 3-2 is the score on the Serbians, despite losing the pistol round, despite losing the 2nd round. Find themselves back in the lead. Well, not back in the lead, they never were in the lead, but they finally have a hold of the lead. Yeah, exactly.
Taking it with both hands, we'll see if they can run away with it. Decky still has the AWP, he's had that for a while now. See if he can do anything this round. Smoke does go out, so double doors aren't going to be a problem for the CTs. Or either side, to be fair. As USSR do all have AKs, so they don't have any big green gun in hand. going to be Kabakan who will drop first with Deki. He pushed aggressive on short with the AWP. It's not the easiest to move around, but Flamey comes in long. He checks pit. He gets one, and Latro picks up the second there onto KGR with the help of Flamey. And now they're making their way to this A site. Deki, he'll miss the shot as he was in smoke. It's 3 versus 2 now. Nino and who's that? That's Xerox. Nino's going to get boosted up onto the site. It's going to catch Lamp out by surprise, but Nino will drop, so that was a 1-for-1 trade. And right now, Xerox, this is certainly doable, but he wasn't expecting Flamey to still be on long. He thought he may have pushed to the site. Flamey got the headshot onto him, and it's now all square again at 3-3.
Yep, 3-3. CTs can still afford to buy, despite losing that round. And USSR, they are on the cheaper side, of course. They are the terrorists, and Hoss said that they hadn't bought up an AWP in a few rounds and keep it real now, deciding to buy up the AWP. But surprisingly, I don't think we've seen the terrorists once you know, deal even a little bit of damage through those metal doors onto any crossing CTs, and sometimes a little tag like that can end up being the difference. But anyways, here we go. It's going to be a nade out towards mid. Keep it real is all eyes on mid to try and see if the CTs are playing with an AWP. Let's see how they're actually playing out. We've got Chocolate at long, Deki on the A-bomb site, Kingor who's rotating from CT spawn, Nino hiding behind double doors, and Xerox who's playing in my favourite spot at the back of the B bomb site. But here we go, it's going to be AWPer against AWPer, and Deki wins the battle of the AWPers as another of the Russians picks up that AWP, and I think he might try his hand at trying to drop that CT, hiding at Graffiti as well. We're just going to have to wait and see, but the terrorists, they don't want to have anything to do with Deki. They're going to smoke out CT spawn and head up B ramp, and they're going to have 2 CT to try and deal with. One of them goes by the name of Nino. He's got a 1 frag. Do they know that Xerox is in there as well? Now they do. They nail him in the head. Kibak getting on the score sheet as well, leaving it 3 versus 3. And well, the CTs, they're stuck with that big green AWP, and it's so difficult to retake the B bomb site with the AWP, but I've spoken too soon. They've given Deki control of tunnels, and now Kibakin's going to try and go aggro. It's not going to pay off for him. Flamey on 44 HP, dispose of Deki, and Deki had to be my man of the round there. Hat-trick from him. I think he did really well to push up through the narrow lower tunnels and get a kill with the AWP, and got the kill onto the last terrorist as well coming out of tunnels. Impressive round from him.
Yep, and they take the lead once again here. 4-3 now is the score, and they've gone for that double AWP setup. Now that they've had some money in their hands, it's going to be Xerox who will pick up the second one here. The rest, they've got 2 AKs that they scavenged round before. It's USSR on an Eco. Have 1 CZ, 1 Deagle, and then the rest are P250s. They've made their way down long. They get smoked and flashed out a little bit, but that CZ at range is going to do damage and get the headshot onto Cocolada. The nades coming in, stopping the approach just yet. He makes his way, Lamp gets his second with the CZ. He has 15 bullets left in total, only 6 in this clip now. He's not going to be able to use those to effect. Deki gets Lamp but misses the second shot there. The bomb goes down, so they're going to have money. Kabakan here in mid. P250 is going to do work, and he gets himself an AWP, and this so far has been a great eco, an even better eco after Flamey gets his first kill of the round and an M4. That is what you want from your eco rounds. 4-4.
Well, quite simply, there was no way that the CTs should have lost that round.
Yeah.
2
AWPs.
Exactly, I'm still struggling to sort of acknowledge how they lost that round. I mean, granted, they lost the easy man at long, and then they lost another man on the A-bomb site, and yeah. I guess at the end of the day, USSR's smokes at crossover was what won them that round in a strange way, because it shouldn't have. But
it stopped the AWP peeking.
Exactly.
CT.
It stopped the AWP peeking crossover, and it also stopped any CTs wanting to rotate. And I think because they lost 2 men so early on, they sent someone round the back of long to try and check as to whether they were actually gonna have a change of heart and push round short, or even go towards a B bomb site. But well, USSR, they're floating in the cash at the moment, and the CTs, they've forced the buy. We have 3 M4s, a FAMAS, And Xerox has decided to play with only a 5-7, and in fact they're heading straight to Xerox. I think he's heard him in tunnels. They're all going to run out towards him. It's Xerox with the 5-7. He's going to get one. Can he get the second? No, he can't. And now Nino has a very tough job on his hands, but he's managed to get the bomb. The bomb's down exactly, Hoss, and he has it. It's basically, are USSR, after winning an eco round, going to hand the round back to their opponents? At the moment, it looks likely, but oh no, USSR, they somehow managed to pick up the bomb, and now it's 3 versus 2, and you have to say, despite the fact that the numerical advantage is for the CTs, I think the positional advantage is for the terrorists, because where is it? Angel's gonna that nade, and I do think the CTs are gonna take it from here, no doubt about it. Or are they? Keep it one. And yeah, he goes down. Thanks to Mr. Chocolate. Sweet kills from him, and it's gonna be 5-3, 5-4. Sorry, but is he gonna get that defuse? He will, but it's gonna be. Yeah, he will get the defuse. Dear me, but 2 really interesting rounds there. I think we saw USSR win the eco, and then we saw the CTs win the force buy.
Yeah, and they had very little nades to work with. They retook the site really well, and the bomb drop early on in that round, admittedly they recovered it, the team of USSR, but it just slowed down. They had to take a few more seconds to recover the bomb and then get in a better position. And the CTs were able to rotate, gave them a little bit more time, they knew where the bomb was. USSR got the plant, but the CTs came in, retook the site and got the defuse. Going to be keep it real with the AWP. Flamey sat on short. Kabakan just round the corner. He's going to jump up onto box. Go short. And everyone but the bomb is towards this A side. Bomb's now made its way into mid. Lamp gets tagged down by 20 HP because of that nade. Is this going to be an A fake? The bomb is still in tunnels. Make his way up. In fact, he's having yet another change. And he's going to join the rest of his team here on short. He's going to throw the bomb across. Flash out towards mid. That's not going to hit anyone. Nino sat looking towards mid. No one's pushing through. That was a smoke that went out there. And now USSR, they're playing with time. 30 seconds left here. And here they go. The nade goes across. The flashes too. Flamey gets tagged down to a half straight away. Kabakan gets dropped. Flamey dropped. Lamp goes down as well. And keep it real, we'll get one before he goes down, but that was a great defense there from the counter-terrorists. They were able to stop the push, and Team USSR had nowhere else to really go once they left it that late in the round.
I was quite surprised by the lack of smokes, by the lack of flashes, by the lack of nades that came out from the terrorists, and I'm sorry, you can't just all push out a short 1 by 1 against the CT side who are playing with the Norp and a few rifles and expect to win the round on DDoS 2, despite it being a T-sided map. And talking about it being a T-sided map, USSR at this point are 2 rounds down, and with the fact that they're ecoing, you'd expect them to go 3 rounds down, unless they manage to work a bit of their magic like they did early on in the game. And Kingor manages to nade himself. It's going to be Chocolate to get the kill on to keep it real, but look who it is. It's Lamp who's managed to sneak round into the B bomb site. They know he's there. He's picked up a FAMAS, and they've pretty much handed Lamp 2 easy kills on a plate. And if Latro gets this kill, he'll pick up an M4, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see another eco round come out of USSR. It's not going to happen. It's 3 versus 2, but the terrorists might get the bomb down, because Kibakan, Mr. Ninja, is going to plant on the A bomb site, and Deki has no effing clue. But I think he will in a few seconds once he hears it go down. There we go. The nade's going to come out. It's not going to be enough to take him out. It's only dealt 3 points of health and damage to him. He gets the kill in the end, but hey, when you're ecoing, especially on the T
aim
side,
is to get the bomb down.
Exactly, and that's what USSR did. So I don't think they'll be too disappointed. But I don't think they'll be too disappointed with that round, but they'll definitely be disappointed with how the half has gone so far on a T-sided map. There's no way that they should be trailing this far behind. They have to win this round. It's crucial.
Yep, and they got the bomb down, so they have money to play with. Everyone has full nades, more or less, except for Flamey, who's going to set off the smoke. Hopefully we see a few strats come out of the Russian team here. They can't push down tunnel straight away. Kabakan found out they were smoked off reasonably early. Mid smoked here as well. Keep it real, who has the AWP. Right now he's at the top of mid with the bomb. He's going to peek through, not find anything. towards the B side. Throws the bomb. He doesn't want anything to do with that. His teammate joins him up on short. They're going to be pushing towards catwalk here. It's going to be Decky with his AWP, who is going to be waiting patiently here. His crosshair is exactly where the T's heads will be. Push and keep it real scoped in. It's going to be who sees who first. Keep it real wants nothing to do with it. Instead, he's going to go round towards mid. Short gets smoked off, and so does mid. Again, USSR leaving it late. Nino knows that Lamp's there. Missed his first few shots, but he'll pick up the kill and get himself an AK. And now T's have 30 seconds to push down this long. Smoke goes out. That's going to smoke off crossover. There's going to be two of them coming out here. The fire towards the site, that may hinder them a little as they go towards the site. It's 3 versus 2 now. Chocolate and Nino are left versus Kabak and Keep It Real and Flamey. The AWP here on Keep It Real could be dangerous. He's sat down long. 2 versus 2 on the site as they start the approach. That nade came in to put Kabakan down to 15 health. Flamey's at the back on 78. Boxes are in the way. Flamey can't really peek just yet, and if Kabakan peeks, he'll get dropped straight away. Flamey spots out Chocolate. He'll get one. It's going to be Nino. He'll get dropped by Kabakan. Good defense there, and USSR really like leaving it late, and that time it paid off for them.
Well, I think it was 4 versus 3 at one point where Team USSR were the team with the man down. We saw Flamey just push up long and get 2 kills with the AK-47, and he got that last kill as well. But one thing I want to hint on, and this is a bit nostalgic in comparison to 1.6 and Source, was that, and it's definitely something I miss, was that the boxes on the A bomb site in CS Source and 1.6 used to be bangable, in the sense that, for example, terrorists pushing up long would be able to shoot through the single box towards the right hand side. And I remember back before I hung up my mouse and keyboard, I used to get so many headshots through the box like that, and that was one of the reasons as to why DDoS 2 historically back then used to be such a T-sided map, because on the A bomb site,
then someone down low.
CSGO, there were so many less hiding spots for the CTs, or hiding spots in places where they weren't guaranteed to get wall banged, for example. So obviously one of the things Volvo have tried to do after the launch of CSGO, apparently I heard that they came out with a statement saying they want to try and make all maps 50-50, hence why we saw so many changes to the likes of Nuke and to the likes of Inferno. So yeah, that was just something I wanted to pick up on. And again, apologies about the FPS, guys. I've got no idea what's causing it. I really don't. We can try a cheeky reconnect to the server. And in fact, I tried that. The thing is, I don't want to quit the game and then relaunch it and then find that the teams have, started up again.
Yeah.
But we'll definitely try and fix it for the second map, because what I think caused it. For example, sometimes when you've got your game in windowed mode and you need to go on Skype for some reason, and then basically whenever you tab out, you get the FPS drop. Yeah. I did that, and then when I went back into the game, it sort of, even though I can move around in the game, it's still the FPS drop is still there, which isn't really making much sense to me. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna try and restart the game, since these guys are taking
while we're in
time.
pause.
Yeah, hopefully it will sort it out.
Yeah, and this pause could positively affect both teams here, maybe. Because the counter-terrorists in EASYPEASY, they won a few rounds in a row. They got on the ball, and then they lost a few. So this pause for them, it's just about regrouping, getting their mindset, having a little break, and go into the next round strong. They may have money to buy up. If they do, it'll be pretty close. But if they do, then they can compete in the round. But for Team USSR, they've just won a round. A break isn't exactly the thing you want. It will stop your momentum. After a round win, you're all hyped. You're pumping, the adrenaline's going. You're making a comeback. But then it just gets stopped by a match pause, and it's like, ugh. I'm going to have to put up with this.
There have been instances in the past, particularly at LAN events, where teams opt to go for strategic pauses. So, it's not uncommon, and I do seem to be capped at 90 FPS still.
Something I read that seemed interesting the other day, I think it was Lurpis who
Hmm.
did a post on HLTV about coaches and the role of coaches and whether uh, a coach can be a sixth member of a team at events and online. So actually being on comms and calling the strats and even calling pauses.
Hmm.
Maybe give each team, say, one pause per half or per game or something just to regroup and strategically maybe get an advantage there. It'd certainly be an interesting thing to introduce in one tournament, maybe.
Yeah, well, Titan now have a coach, and
Yep,
in all honesty,
Fnatic.
yeah,
It's been Khan's
definitely,
role for a while.
yeah, yeah, and uh, in all honesty, obviously there was a lot of talk about it on HLTV and stuff, and I think a lot of people misunderstand the difference between a coach and a manager.
Yeah,
Whereas a coach is your ex-player, for example,
your game knowledge, your analysis.
yeah, exactly, that person who can just is basically an extra man and can basically do like stick an extra shift in analyzing
Yeah,
your opponents and just give, for example, very games have been under existence for so long. Sometimes it's really healthy to just bring a new mind in alongside existence, for example, who can just give fresh ideas or maybe spot something someone else doesn't spot. But
yeah,
I think a lot of people are under the impression that a coach is equivalent to a
manager.
manager. And I was using the example of football, and a lot of people kept mentioning Sir Alex Ferguson as a coach, and Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't, by definition, a coach.
No,
He was a manager. There's a difference between a coach and a manager. People seem to be under the impression that it would be this new coach who would be, for example, on voice comms with Titan during their games and be the man who'll be calling the strats, which is far from the truth. You know what I mean? Which would be
yeah,
the same as a manager who says play 4-4-2 or play 4-2-3-1 or play
like
4-3-3. That's not what the coach's role will be doing.
yeah. And also with if you introduce a coach or yeah, like a sixth man,
Mm.
it can then free up a spot in the team because there's been word of maybe Titan should they replace existence or not. If a coaching role comes in, then there's no longer as high a need for an in-game leader. You can just have a fifth member who is a really good player and hit shots because then your in-game leader then becomes your coach and your sixth man who will be on comms, who will call strats and just help you get through the game.
Mm. I mean, you see as well, a lot of people fail to realize how much pressure in-game leaders come
Yeah,
under. I mean, not only are they trying to
hit
basically
shots, get angles, just everything that a normal player does.
exactly. On top of that, they're trying to find weaknesses in their opposition. They're trying to, and just how you need mm, ridiculously fast reflexes,
Yeah,
you need to be able to think ridiculously fast. You get
yep,
one pick somewhere, it's the call is all down to you as the in-game leader as to whether to push it, as to whether you fake it, as to whether you're even gonna even consider capitalizing on it in the first place. And obviously, you've not only got to be physically a good CS player, you've not only got to what's the word I'm looking for here? You've not only got to be able to lead your team, but you've
yep.
got to be mentally stable as well to cope with the pressure that comes from trying to do
And
both actions simultaneously.
yep, and even after training so long each day, may not be as got to be a lot more mentally fit if you do both roles, like an in-game leader and player, because
Mm,
you're playing for 8 hours a day. Maybe towards the end of that, your brain it's not functioning at the top of its game,
mm.
and include pressure on top of that, and some people may crumble under it. But that's why they're in-game leaders. That's why they're in the roles they are. But I think adding a sixth man or a coach would certainly add new dynamics to competitive CS.
Yeah, it certainly would.
The long pause,
It
even after our
is.
little talk about
It is. Apparently,
coaches.
there's a few issues as far as internet is concerned. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna actually jump into my own server and see as to whether I still have this FPS issue. And you can just give me a quick buzz. You can let me know when it goes live. I'll jump into make my own quick server with no bots on
Cool.
DDoS 2 because it's very strange. Obviously, um, I never have this kind of thing, and I just turn my computer on basically. So. obviously you're always going to get FPS drops from the norm when you're streaming, but it shouldn't really
Not
be
to
the
that extent.
case. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So,
Well, I'm pleased to say I have over 250, well, 240 FPS playing on my own server. Now I've got around 300, so I think it's safe to say it may have been something to do with the actual
GoTV.
GoTV that was causing. Because someone mentioned it could have been the GoTV that other casters were getting
Yeah,
lag issues as well. But then I thought to myself, hang on a second, why would that be affecting my FPS? You know what I mean?
yeah. Even during this pause time, I'm pretty sure I'm not capping my FPS, but I'm only getting about 60, 70. So,
Well, that could be it could be from the server. It might be
yeah,
for some reason. Yeah, there we go. I've joined the server again, and mine seems to be capped at around 80, 70 as well. Just so basically, when I'm on my own server, I stand in T-spawn with over 200 FPS, and now I'm spectating Keep It Real in the exact same position and stuck on around 90 FPS. So
yeah.
there's definitely something wrong with the GoTV relay. Maybe it's capping FPS or something along those lines. I never heard of a GoTV relay that caps FPS, but hey ho,
It'd be weird.
yeah, who knows with Volvo.
um,
Yeah, they are taking their time, aren't they? Anyways,
I'll
guys, let
just,
us know in the chat. Who do you guys think's gonna win? Obviously, I noticed a lot of Brates, a lot of Serbians in the chat.
yep.
I don't think I threw my prediction out there, did I?
No, you never did.
Never did. Right. So my prediction. I mean, you
Slightly
said.
cheating if you were to do it now.
Uh,
Go for it. I said
you said 16-11 on
16,
this map.
yeah, to
And
USSR,
yeah, and
and
USSR
2-0 overall.
exactly. So I think I'm gonna say. Oh god, this is tough because it's very evenly sided, but because I have a lot of Serbian friends who I've met through Counter-Strike, my brates as I call them, I'm going to put my neck on the line and say a 16-13 win to Easy Peasy.
Okay, and overall?
And overall, I'm going to say 2-1. I genuinely feel that this could go to a third map, and the reason as to why I think that is because this is DDoS 2. We've got Easy Peasy who are playing as a mix as far as I'm aware. DDoS 2 is a mixed team with quality players. If you have a bit of luck on your side and you come up against your opponent who isn't in very good form, then you can just scrape out the win, which I think the Serbians will do at 16-13. But Mirage, as we've seen, Hoss, is a very team-orientated map.
Yes.
And USSR, they play in Star Series and so forth. I really can't see them not having practiced Mirage to a sufficient level. So I think because they're the team, they'll end up winning Mirage. And obviously, assuming the Serbians win Dust too, which I think they will, that'll take us to Inferno. And Inferno,
Could go either way.
exactly, it could go either way. Like in older versions of the game, it really used to come down to who would win the knife round and start on the CT side. It still does in CS:GO, but what I'm trying to get at is that in older versions of the game, it used to be very team orientated, like Mirage.
Yeah.
On CS:GO, because they've made it a bit more terrorist sided, it's becoming more like Dust 2 in the sense of how many times now, Hoss, in CS:GO have we seen the impossible, well, the historically
Inferno
impossible
is
thing
just that
happen
map.
where the terrorists just end up winning the half, which
Yep.
is taken pretty much most
It was
most
done.
historical CS players by storm.
It all stems from the pistol round as well.
Exactly, and the reason why we're seeing more pistol rounds is because they've made the map a lot more a lot more T-sided. Like for example, to the average everyday player, it might not seem like a big change, but the change they made where they blocked banana, like on 1.6, you never even had the poles on the banana, and on CS Source, you had the poles, but it was basically clear through, so you could AWP through it, you could shoot through it. The ceramic poles didn't actually repel too much damage either, meaning it was a lot more easier for the CT to just spray and pray or even AWP down banana and get easy kills up against terrorists, and it even gave them more room to utilize nades and smokes and flashes better, whilst
Yep.
now on CSGO, they've put those boxes in the way, which obviously gives the terrorists a lot more cover on Banana. I mean, how many times have we seen it where the terrorists basically push up Banana, hide behind that box, the CTs have no clue, end up pushing down themselves, and end up getting one CZ'd in the face or something along those lines.
Yep, exactly that. And yeah, I didn't really play much Saucer 1.6 myself. In fact, I played very little, well, none of Saucer 1.6. I just picked up Go and still pretty bad at that. So
But
I've got my
slowly
knowledge
starting to love
is
CS.
yeah. CS is a great game.
You see, the thing is, how long have you been playing CS?
Probably just over a year.
Just over a year. I never knew what competitive Counter-Strike was, and this is coming from someone who's played over 7 years of CS. I never knew what competitive Counter-Strike was until after halfway through my second year of playing. And I didn't get into proper competitive, team serious playing Counter-Strike or whatever until maybe about 3 or 3.5 years of playing the game. And that used to be because the game, be it 1.6 or CS Source, they were both a lot smaller than CSGO. At that time, we're talking about 2008, 2009, 2010. COD had the market.
Yeah, it was COD 4.
Yeah, PC gaming as well wasn't really the norm. I think as we grow and grow, as we advance in the shitty life in which we live, we're seeing PC gaming just increase and increase. And I think you know me, I don't like MOBAs, I don't like League of Legends, I don't like Dota, I don't like those types of games.
Yeah.
But I'll always put my hands up to them and say that they played a massive part in people getting into competitive esports and PC gaming in general a lot more. Because, for example, when I first went to university 2 years ago, as well, probably being a computer scientist helped that many people played computer games. But we basically all sat down and said, right guys, we need to play a game together. What game is it going to be? And basically we all agreed, let's play League of Legends together because it's free.
Yep.
We all have PCs and it's easy to play, and most importantly it's free, and everyone has a computer, and even if you have some sort of poor laptop, that can probably still run League of Legends. I don't know about Dota, but League of Legends. And as soon as the person starts learning about competitive esports, dare I say competitive esports, we all love playing games. And at the same time, we all love playing football, and we all instinctively, as humans, always want to win. Or at least in my opinion, I think humans are born with the instinctive need to win, to get one over someone else, to feel that they're the best, survival of the fittest. And when you combine, let's say, a 14-year-old who plays Counter-Strike on public servers and likes to jump around with SV Gravity 200 on, with their inner self who just wants to win and be victorious, you end up with competitive CS. And I think that's what drags a lot of people into it. And like I've said, with esports and stuff growing, be it CS or League of Legends, everyone wants to play games. And when you offer someone a chance of potentially playing games, enjoying themselves, fulfilling that instinctive feeling of getting one over someone else, and having a chance of winning millions of dollars, it's just no surprise that both CSGO and other esport games are just growing so damn fast.
Yeah, so I started playing League back in February 2011, I think, and they had their Season 1 finals at Summer DreamHack.
Okay.
And it wasn't big. It was literally 2 tables either side of each other with PCs on. But it was for $100,000 US. Wow. And back in the day, that was big.
Yeah, of course.
And then it just grew from that, and then I started watching things like IEMs. Of course, it's like, oh, there's Counter-Strike on, let's watch that. There's StarCraft on, watch that, because there's no League game on right now. And then, yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like, I remember as a kid, 12, 13, 14 years old. Yeah. It was so difficult to even know about these competitive tournaments. And I'm not even kidding you. like I went 3 or 4 years of whatever it was, 3.5 years of playing CS without even knowing how to go onto IRC and get a competitive game. I used
Yeah.
to sit on public servers and play Office and Assault. You know what I mean? And one thing which I think is, played a massive part in the growth of CS:GO as well, is the fact that, matchmaking has its ups and has its downs, and betting has its ups and has its downs. But a lot of players just play public. But
Yeah.
when you tell them you can bet their skins, and you tell them, hey, you can win more skins, then before they know it, they're watching a competitive game of CS. Back when I first started playing CS, there was no such thing as a bloody stream. You know what I'm saying? And what was the first point I made? Damn, I forgot. I've lost myself now.
About not being able to find where to
yeah,
watch. Or...
yeah. Like now they have matchmaking. Like any random noob can buy the game, press play game, and end up playing in a 5 versus 5 matchmaking game.
And get the rush that a competitive player has while they're on stage.
Not just that, they learn the competitive aspect of the game. I had no idea Counter-Strike was played competitively 5 versus 5 with XYZ rules after 3.5 years of playing it, because there was no one to teach me. It just wasn't a big thing. You know what I mean? It was difficult. It just came across to most people at that time as, hey, it's a game. You hop onto a public server, you have a few friends. It's a game. You know what I mean? And credit where it's due to Valve and the other developers as well, Riot Games or whatever, because as much as, for example, I have a hatred towards Valve and a hatred towards Dota and League of Legends, I can't help but salute them that they've played and admit that they've played a huge, massive part in the growth of esports recently, and it just keeps growing. And it makes me wish I could go back a few years before, when I still had time to just come home from school and do nothing but play games and be able to enjoy the beautiful larger world of esports in which we live today, because it's so much bigger and there's so many more nice people out there. When back in the day, you used to be 20-year-olds who used to just rage at each other, or at least the UK scene did. That's how the UK scene used to be.
Even though it's not still that big in the UK, just going to LANs is still one of the best things that you can do. My first LAN was I-49. Well, my first LAN was Epic 11, but I casted that, so it wasn't a proper LAN for me.
Yeah.
But then later on in that summer, it was I-49 for League. It was like the first time I'd met my teammates, the first time I'd actually met people that I've spoken to online. It was just social, and then you get people, mainly Counter-Strike players, who just give it that LAN feel by shouting and just getting hyped in the LAN halls. It gives it that really good feel. I don't know, it's weird to explain. It's just the LAN atmosphere.
You're right, but the thing that upsets me about that kind of thing is that I remember talking to someone, I think he was around 14, 15, 16 years old, and he was telling me that he wasn't too sure about going to LAN because obviously, let's be honest, we all know about the good old "I'll fight you at LAN" or
yes, see you at LAN, mate.
Exactly, and the reality is nothing ever happens. It's just banter. But unfortunately,
there's
especially
a few
in a game like
cases,
Counter-Strike, it can seem intimidating to younger people.
Yeah. Also, just quickly, we do have an update on what's happened with the 5th player. Let me just check Skype. From what I'm told, one player from EASYPEASY lost power for storming their city. So there's a power cut.
Oh, it's a shame to hear there's more.
Which is a little bit awkward. But in game, they're saying he should be back online at any moment. Also, Hellraisers beat Titan in SLTV just now, 16-11 I think it was, on Inferno.
Yeah, and there's you just indirectly rubbing it into me.
Easy skins, easy life, mate.
Oh, Titan are...
Titan aren't their online selves.
They're not. I mean, ever since they moved in together, they sort of crumbled, and I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm better off staying quiet because I don't want to upset any people or offend any people. Don't want a few of the Titan lads coming up to me in a few weeks' time at G3 and say, "What are you talking about me? You what, mate?" I wonder how you say "you what, mate" in French.
We'll leave that one for another day, I think.
Okay, guys, how do you say "you what, mate" in Serbian? I know that with my first name being Karam, apparently Karam means fuck in Serbian.
Nice.
Nice, yeah. So guys, can you confirm that in the chat? But apparently it does, and I guess thank God I've never actually been to Serbia. I can't imagine it would end up going too well. Some guy walks up to me, "What is your name?" And I end up saying Karam.
You what?
Yeah, you exactly. You what? You swearing?
We are having a glorious, a glorious British summer here. It has to be said. A little too glorious for my liking, but it's still marvelous.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. It's a marvelous summer, is it? Jolly ho, good weather. Everybody's happy. Would you like some tea
Yeah,
and crumpets
no,
with that?
it's too hot for me. I'm that typical Brit. Oh, when's it gonna get sunny? Oh, now it's sunny. It's too hot.
Man, I lived in Dubai for 5 years. You wouldn't have survived like a week if
Yeah,
you
no, I
think
wouldn't.
it's hot here.
Went to the Caribbean a few years ago, and it was nice because I was sitting on a beach. You know, I can just go swim at any point. But when I'm sitting here on like a black leather chair with the wind, with the sun coming in straight from my right, it's like, ugh.
But anyways, it looks like, who was it?
Looks like it means something.
Yeah, I think it was Kingor we were waiting for, and
Back.
yeah, I'm pleased to announce he has returned. And cheers to the 120 odd people who are tuning in. Yeah,
Even whilst we're just mumbling and ranting.
I'm assuming that most of you are Serbian or Russian, so privet if you're Russian, and zdravo brate to any Serbians in the chat. I'm told that means how are you, my brother? Apparently. With regards to Hito saying so who would listen to a cast with Kyanite and Anders, maybe, just maybe, if me and Anders are nice to each other at G3.
There we go, links it.
There we go, yeah, G3. Hopefully. I'm looking forward to meeting Anders, regardless as to whether I get to cast with him or not. He's a great guy, and I really respect what he's done for the CS community in general. Especially, I mean, even Risk. You know, I have so much respect for Risk after what happened to him. Deary me, I think everyone knows. Well, I'd like to think that everyone knows what happened to Risk, but let's just hope that I don't mention it to Richard Lewis this weekend at Epic Lang, 'cause I don't think he'll be too fond of it. But anyways, here we go. 7-5, and we're still waiting for the Brates to sort their internet out.
Apparently there's a little bit of lag, I think.
Apparently someone's stealing
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Only so much Wi-Fi can go around. E3 is going to be good. Didn't a few... Yeah, Virtus Pro and Dignitas got announced today.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, between me and you...
and 120 odd viewers.
well, yeah, between me and you and all my Russian brothers and Serbian brates watching, let's just say I knew, you know, who had been contacted, being so close to Gfinity, and I'm fortunate to be so close to Gfinity as I am, because they're great people, and in a way I was laughing when I saw the people raging on HLTV saying, "This is madness, how can you have a major event with no Virtus Pro?" And even though the HLTV post had like 3 teams to be announced, which was in a way I was laughing and in a way I was cringing, because people failed to pick up on the fact that hey ho, there's still a chance that Virtus Pro would show up. But anyways, I can't wait to see the biceps in reality. Dear me.
There's still 2 teams to be invited as well.
Yeah, exactly.
We've only got 1 American team in iBuyPower. I know nothing about Gfinity.
Show up, maybe, just maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fully honest, when I was told the provisional list of teams, none of them were American. So, I think the fact that, I mean, even I was surprised when iBuyPower were announced, and I think hats off to the people who run iBuyPower for funding them for the boot camp they're going to have in Europe as well, and a massive hats off to Gfinity for getting iBuyPower here as well.
Yeah, because iBuyPower, straight after Gfinity, they're boot camping in London, I think it is, until they go off to ESL 1 Cologne.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
also, still, he's lived in the UK before. He's played for Rasta.
Mm.
He's got good ties in the UK. I'm sure he'll be able to find somewhere they can boot camp and have a nice hospitality for a few days, weeks, or whatever it is.
Yeah. So Coffee Cans just picked up on the fact that my first name in Karam is very similar to Karambit. Which would explain the Karambit sub-icon. And of course, if you would like a lovely Karambit to the left of your name, all you have to do is click the follow button below, click the subscriber button below, terms and conditions apply. And you might get a nice Karambit next to your name. And you can definitely tell that this pause is starting to get to us now. We're starting to ramble about absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shall I just go onto HLTV and click on a random thread and we'll start discussing that?
as long as it's not the Israeli-Palestine conflict thread and the what religion are you thread, I'm
yeah,
fine.
I just
I'm
saw
fine,
the your
yeah.
religion one.
Yeah, good old HLTV. It's I guess I wouldn't say it's unfortunate that so many people want to bring politics and stuff into HLTV, but
I just think
it's
there
just
may
not
be
the
a few
place
better
to discuss
places.
it. Because a lot of people don't realise how many trolls are actually on there. I mean, you never know. I might be one of the trolls. I mean, you don't know. You can't see what IP every account uses. I know that a lot of people have two different accounts. One which they use to troll, and
Yeah.
one which they use on their normal account. The problem is once they get an IP ban, they're pretty much doomed, as far as HLTV is concerned, unless they start using a proxy. But anyways, we're starting to talk about proxies. How about we talk about Dijkstra's algorithm and more networking routing rubbish?
How
Come on.
about no?
How about no?
No.
You know what? You did A-level maths. Let's talk about
Oh,
A-level
Jesus.
maths. Dear me.
Go on.
Oh God. Don't get me started. I mean, I don't get it because I got an A at GCSE and I was really close to
As
getting
did
an A
I.
star. And
I
then,
should have got an A star, but things happened in my school which kind of like hit everyone in my class pretty hard. And then yeah.
fair enough. But I mean, but the jump up to A-level maths was
Oh,
ridiculous.
it was horrible.
Like,
It was like C1 and C2. They were okay. I failed those first time round and convinced my teacher to let me retake them in second year and still do the second year. I then passed my first year, the second attempt, and 3 and C4. We don't talk about those. I'm pretty sure I got
Yeah.
some. I'm pretty sure I got 10% on one of them. It was horrible.
wow. I mean, I remember Stats 1, where I got 64% in my first year. And the thing is, I passed my first year. I got a D overall at A-level AS Maths. But I decided to resit AS Maths in my second year because I was already doing... I was going to do A2 Computing, A2 IT, and I did A2 Arabic as well. Except A2 Arabic I did at home. I didn't do it at college.
Yeah.
And for me to get funded from the government, because apparently those are the rules or whatever, I had to be doing at least 3 subjects at university. So it was either critical thinking again, or to pick another subject and do an AS in that. So I thought, hold on a second, why don't I just resit maths? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be fully honest, I didn't really give a shit coming towards the end of the second year because I improved my grades. No, I got an E in my first year, which was still a pass, and then I improved it to a D borderline C. So I didn't get the C in the end, but hey, I improved it. And at the end of the day, it wasn't one of my subjects that I was gonna use to try and enter university. You know what I mean? So it didn't really matter at the end of the day. But the funny thing was that in my first year, I got 64% on Statistics 1.
Yeah.
And then I resat it during my second year, where I obviously resat the year for maths, and I got the exact same thing. And I was telling because I only wanted to C, and I was telling my teacher, I was telling her, I don't want to resit statistics, just let me do C1 in the corner of the class by myself. I've already been taught it, I just need to do loads of past papers and get my head around it. And she was like, no, you need to resit S1, you can do better than a C. And then when the result came around, she came up to me, she's like, oh, well done, you got a C, da 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 da. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, so what mark did you get exactly? Let me have a look. 64. And I was like, yeah. And she was like, are you happy with that? And I was like, not really. And she was like, why not? And I was like, because I got the same fucking thing last year. You know what I mean? And then she was like, what, you got a C last year? And I was like, yes, I got C and 64. I haven't gone up a mark nor down a mark. I've reached my like
Optimum.
Exactly, I felt like I reached the maximum that maximum brain capacity or something along those lines, and then I did C1 and I did I think it was C2 as well, and you know I scraped through them. To be fully honest, C2 I just gave up on. C1 I improved on, but uh, yeah, who cares? I don't care about A-level maths because hey, when I went to uni, the truth about university is they teach a lot of stuff from scratch.
Yeah.
You do a lot at university, but they assume that no one has any previous knowledge. So I got taught a lot of maths in my first year at university, and to be fully honest, I did a lot better, quite simply, at university maths than I did at A-level maths, which is a bit
Yeah.
ironic, but you know. And I'm pretty sure people are starting to get tired and sick and tired of us babbling on about A levels. So I don't know about you, but should we just go to and cut out to some music? Because I've got
La
no idea
musica.
why we've actually
Yeah,
been
why we
sat
haven't
here
already.
talking so long.
In fact, now USSR who have lost a player.
Yeah, exactly. Did you not realise?
No.
It's a bit cringeworthy, isn't it? Let's see how many viewers we've got.
Still sitting on about 120.
Oh, we.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's very nice, as Borat would say. And yeah, I think we're gonna cut out to a little bit of a music break, guys, because as it stands, I don't think we're gonna be starting anytime soon. So my name's been Kainite, alongside me has been Hoss, and we'll see you guys in a few minutes' time.
One by one we see the sun, feel the day has just begun. Trembling lights up in the clouds, all we need to feel is now as we go. Give me a parachute, take me to the sky, just take me to the blue before I start to collide. Get me a parachute, take me to the sun, would be a miracle to turn this world into Give me a parachute. One by one we see the sun, feel the day has just begun. Trembling lights up in the clouds, all we need to feel is now as we go. Give me a parachute, take me to the sky, just take me to the blue before I start to collide. Get me a parachute, take me to the sun, would be a miracle to turn this world into one. Give me a parachute, take me to the sky, just take me to the blue before I start to collide. Get me a parachute, take me to the sun, would be a miracle to turn this world into one. Give me a parachute. Give me a parachute, take me to the sky, just take me to the blue before I start to collide. Get me a parachute, take me to the sun, would be a miracle to turn this world into one.
Click the banner to find out more about AccuView contact lenses.
I love going to gigs, but sometimes when I'm a bit hot from dance.
Hallelujah! Oh wait, no. Okay, so the second someone joins Team USSR, he disconnects again.
Yeah, they're going to be playing with a stand-in, and I think after this game they might want to try a different server. Of course, coming from Russia, get an optimal server. But apparently it's the same internet provider that's given them 160 ping, so weird.
Yeah, I mean, if they do switch to another server, they'll probably be so busy focusing on finishing their game that they'll probably forget to give the GoTV IP of the new server to the admins, and that would basically mean that we will have wasted around 50 minutes to an hour of our time waiting for these to finish DDoS 2, and we never actually end up seeing DDoS 2. Like I said, I need to go downstairs and defrost some food, but the problem is, because I'm the one with the controls, I can't afford to go downstairs, because knowing my luck, the second they go downstairs, they'll go live and you'll be screaming at your monitor saying, Kaya, get your ass upstairs. I mean, talking about me and stairs, you know when Germany were playing against Brazil?
Yeah.
I got off my seat, I went down the stairs, and the second I went down the stairs, they scored. Germany scored. Exactly, Germany scored. And when I was at the pub watching the final, I watched literally through about 105 minutes or something. The whole first half, I needed to pee. I thought, right, no, if they score, I don't want to miss it. But eventually, going into the second half of extra time, well, I think it was the second half of extra time, I was like, right, they're not going to score. They're going to go all the way to penalties. I can't hold it in any longer. I've got to go to the toilet upstairs. I'm not even joking. The second I put my foot on the stairs, everyone just started screaming, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, I've missed another goal. And it seems like the real reason as to why Germany won the World Cup is because I go up and down stairs a lot. That is the most sensical conclusion which I have made. Nothing else seems to make sense to me. I don't know what you think, but there must be some sort of connection between myself, stairs, and Die Mannschaft. That's the thing about the Germans, though, isn't it? Like they horrify at the start of the match. The second is dun 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 dun. You just know shit's about to go down. You don't have that with the Brits. You just get like tons of. He's going, God save our gracious Queen. See, they're not intimidating
I'm pretty sure,
at
like,
all.
Gerard still doesn't know the lyrics.
Just nods with his head, like something.
like slightly moves his lips around.
I think I know what I'm saying. I'm not too entirely sure. I loved how Klinsmann was singing the American national anthem. That was a proper class act from him.
Oh, say, can you sir?
I wonder what the Serbian national anthem is like.
I'm not going to YouTube.
Right, I guess I'm gonna have to do it then. No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I love it when Twitch chat is in a completely foreign language, and there's no mods complaining about it. Personally, I don't mind it. If people want to talk,
especially if we're doing a Russian-Serbian game.
Yeah, exactly. It's expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be fully honest, I'd rather do a Russian-Serbian game where people are talking Serbian or Russian in the chat and being nice to each other than cast a UK scene game where people are swearing at each other in English. You know what I mean?
Back to the good old you what, mate?
Yeah. You what, mate? Oh. Cocolada.
So hello everybody, and welcome back. This is the ESL Cologne 1 qualifiers. We have a team from Serbia playing with Kingor, Chocolate, Deki, Nino, and Xerox. And we have our friends from across the Pacific Ocean. I think it's the fucking Pacific Ocean. I'm not too entirely sure. In the Team USSR, of course, we didn't get on too well with them in the 80s. I think it was bloody Russians,
Yeah,
but
the
it doesn't
80s.
matter. We got Quebec and Flamey, Lamp, and Latro playing for the Russians, and of course they are going to have one more stand-in make their way to the server. It's currently 7-5 live here from the ESEA finals, and alongside me is Haas. Now Haas, based
Hola,
on
senor.
Hola, senora. How are you? Are you doing very good? We are counter-terrorista versus team of USSR. It's a very good game so far. So I'm not sure what you think, but obviously now we wait a very long time, and now we have very much delays, and now we are going loco, my friend.
Yo es muy bien, porque es muy importante para ver los videojuegos y...
Wow, your
I did
Spanish
A-level
is decent.
Spanish.
That is
I
decent.
failed A-level Spanish. I got a U.
Really?
AS
That sounds
Spanish, yeah.
decent.
Yeah, it sounded decent, but
You're actually talking
Yeah.
absolute nonsense.
that kind of made sense. It was just very broken Spanish. And we got a 5th!
Woo!
No. It's Keep It Real's back, what?
What up now, Russians? Woo!
What? Wait, who left?
Yeah, I
Pretty
think-
sure there wasn't
yeah,
a Latro before, was there?
Yeah, I think whoever they said would be a stand-in is not actually a stand-in. In fact, they've gone back to the original
Keep
player.
It Real. Was there?
I think it was Keep It Real who
Yeah, Keep It Real
Yeah.
there.
and he's
I don't-
apparently their stand-in.
I don't remember seeing a Latro before. There must have been. I'm way too confused right now. It's been too long.
Since I ever seen your face, da-da-da-da, but I had just not anyway. I wanna make
Ready?
up
So,
my
Lamp's now gone to the
mind.
toilet.
Lamp WC.
I heard you like delays. So delays and your delays
It
to make it more
reminds me of the
delayed.
time when me and Dom were playing we used to play a lot of 2v2s in Source, and we had about we were waiting for around 10 minutes for a guy who joined our server. We found him on IRC, and we waited around 10 minutes for his teammate to join, and we asked him, we were like, where's your teammate? And he wanted to say he's AFK, and he replied with, he is far away. and we still talk about it to this day. It just made us laugh so much. Like, where is your friend, teammate? Where is he? He is far away. It was just like a fairy tale or something in a far far away land. It's like, oh dear me, he's far away. And then he eventually got the message across WC, so we figured out his teammate must be in the toilet. I'd hate to imagine what he was doing for 10 minutes in the toilet, that's for sure. But let's hope that whatever that guy was doing, Lamp or Latro, whoever's the AFK one, isn't
Lamp.
imitating what that guy was doing.
I just want to say quickly that all of those people on CSGO Lounge who are getting their skins back, can they just move to the side? I want mine back. I want a very nice CSGO case key.
Nice.
I don't
of course
think
you
I have a
donate
case
that
for.
to me,
Uh,
so I can open it for you. I have a case, you give me the key. We'll open it, whatever we get, we split 50-50. Do we have a deal, Hoss?
only if I get the
That
barrel
awkward
of the
silence.
red line up. I want the barrel.
The barrel?
Yeah, I want the front half.
What,
you know, he said
yeah, so he cut
literally cut the gun in half.
Yeah, it's
I'll stick it on the end of a USB or something. Yeah, and a stat track 5.7 cami. Not like anyone has any spare 5.7 camis.
Well, I mean, stuff like that is, what you put back into betting, you
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yeah. It was a risky bet, I'm not going to lie. I mean, Hellraiser's Titan. Ugh.
I always find it difficult to go against Titan, because you just don't know which Titan shows up on the day. And I
Yeah,
love
so do
how,
I, but Hellraisers are on form right now.
I love how Dispathy is asking for English in the chat, and El Serbian goes, dude, it's impossible to make these people talk in English. El Serbian, she's a girl. And the wild mod icon appears. It's fine, guys. Honestly, Dispathy, we don't mind if they talk Serbian in chat. Like we said earlier on, we'd rather people be nice to each other and talk in a completely different language in chat than have people talking English and swearing at each other. So we don't mind. Everyone's our brates.
Everyone's happy.
Oh, I just remembered a bit more Serbian.
Go on.
No, because it might offend people.
It's like the case with any language. Oh, I just remembered a bit. Yeah, I probably can't
Keep
say
it real
that.
is gone.
Oh yeah! Lol. Decky coming in with the nice ellipsis there. I guess this is bad. He is here. He is in TS. There he is. He's back.
Hallelujah.
Go! Flamey says go! Let's go! Hype! Dun dun da 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 dun da 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 da.
You know
We
what?
get some. Go on.
I'm gonna spam easy peasy lemon squeezy in the chat because.
Oh, I was
the
going to say,
team-
can we ask for some do-do-do-do-dos?
No, there's no do do
No?
do do. We only have do 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 when there's actually do 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 do. So whilst I spam easy peasy in the chat, you can do the honors and cast this round.
Talking about do-do-do quickly before this round starts. You know you've been invited to a good party when you put Sandstorm on like the iPod, and no one turns it off. Good party.
Nice.
I'm now getting FPS.
Yeah, I
it
think I do
seems.
believe this is a server. It
Yeah,
has to
this
be.
is horrible. I'm down to like 50.
It is horrible, I know, but let's just see it. It's almost I can imagine the server just overheating and smoke coming out of it for some odd reason.
But we're back to a 5 versus 5 counter-terrorists. We have Team Easy Peasy. They are 3 Serbians, a Bosnia and Herzegovinian, I think that's how you say it, and a Macedonian. And USSR, they are 5 Russians. They are the Russian team, the more experienced team, the more well-known team on the T side. But right now, they're trailing by 2 rounds. Seeing if they can close this gap down. Mid here, 4 players. The 5th is in tunnels. Flash goes over towards mid. Going to be Kabakan, Latro. 2 other members to push the mid to B. They've smoked off CT. They get tagged as they make their way, and here comes the pincer maneuver. 3 are coming from CT, 2 from tunnels. The 1 tunnels player is going to get taken down. They'll trade 1 for 1 there. 1 from CT got taken down on his rotate. Now it's 3 versus 3 to defend this B site. Smoke goes out. That's going to be door off limits. It's going to be Kinga, who's going to be coming from window, probably. Keep it real gets 1 with the AWP, so it's 2 members left for Easy Peasy. Look at the map, where are they? Coladas down bottom of mid. Kinga's in tunnels. Keep it real gets 1. Now all on Cocolada, he's going to save his M4 it looks like. They're going to chase after him. I don't think they're going to find him because he's going to go down long. Team USSR take the round, 7-6 now. And this break seems to have worked for them.
Yeah, and Coffeecan asking in chat as to whether I'm cheering for Easy Peasy, and to be fully honest, my prediction was that Easy Peasy would win this map, whilst Hoss's prediction was that USSR would win this map. So I guess it's safe to say that yeah, I'm cheering for the Brates, for the Serbians, and Hoss is cheering for the Russians. So I'm sure Sergei Lavrov would be very happy with your decision, brother Hoss. But anyways, here we go. We've got Xerox on top of tunnels. Kibakan making his way towards lower tunnels. They've smoked out mid, but fortunately the CTs aren't playing anyone in mid themselves. Cocolada or Chocolate has still got the M4 that he saved from the last round, whilst the rest of them are of course on pistols because they lost the previous round, meaning they don't have too much money. They need to save up, and they have to eco. But here we go. It's going to be Kibakan to be the first man to infiltrate this A bomb site. They're pushing straight down towards ramp. No one's going to be there though, but Kibakan might spot a few. I think he just missed the head of Chocolate, who, good thinking from Chocolate, he actually gave his weapon away to Decky. So good thinking from Chocolate. He's going to run away for his life now, but even though he only has 4 HP, you can't rule him out just yet. It's Decky who's challenging at long. Latro's going to drop Cocolada or Chocolate at long, and I can't see the terrorists throwing this one away. They've got the weapons. Decky, I think, is still got his heart set on saving that M4, and I can't blame him for wanting to save the M4. But hello, Zero Biceps is going to come from behind. He's going to get the CZ kill. He'll pick up an AK-47. And even though Kingor's going to go down, Decky's going to save an M4, Xerox is going to save an AK, and not too bad.
Are they going to get lamb
for the CTs? Oh no, Decky! Decky really should have helped his teammate there. He really should.
Yeah, he should have peeked a little sooner.
Yeah.
Oh well, they lost the round either way. 7-7. That gun would have been a lot more helpful if it were in this round, however. Last round of the half. Keep It Real has the AWP, see if he can do work with it. While the rest of his team are full up on nades. They each have a full set with AKs as their primary weapons. Going to be Keep It Real who will go to the top of mid and try and get a pick towards the bottom. Not finding anything. While two counter-terrorists, they push through into doors, they don't see anything either. Said before the huge break, USSR, they like to play for time and Keep It Real. Spotted Nino's arm there, and an arm is enough to get a frag with the AWP. USSR have the rest of this round so far with a man advantage. They're going to push up short. Flamey will be the first to peek here, it seems. Rogalada's on the side, he's jumping around. That flashbang gonna go over. No kills just yet as they start to move towards the site, but Flamey gets headshot to Decky. Kibakan comes in with headshot to Chocolate, and Latro drops, but Kibakan will get the return frag. The Kinger, and it's all down to Xerox and his biceps. Whether they're as big as Pasha's or not. See, as he is now 1 versus 4. Gone short, there we go. He'll get dropped. 8-7 USSR for the entire half, I believe, except for after the pistol round, for about a few rounds. They pulled it back, they win the half 8-7, and now they play on CT side.
And that's the thing, you said that sometimes a pause, be it a strategic pause or just a completely random pause due to disconnects and stuff, can actually have a strange say in who ends up winning the game. And like you said, USSR were, I wouldn't say they were out of it, but they weren't exactly playing at their best, and then they got the pause and they won 2 rounds, and maybe if they win this one, we might start attributing it to the pause. I don't know, but you'll never know unless you can go into a parallel universe and see how the game pans out without the pause. But I'm sure that EASYPEASY will be frustrated with the amount of time, the length of time that they had to wait. It's going to be Latro to get the first P2000 kill onto Chocolate, and I'm pretty sure, despite the fact that he's Chocolate, taking a bullet to the face won't taste too sweet in his case, but they are all going to rush up B ramp. It's going to be Flamey who's going to get 2. Flamey goes down. Decky says, I'm going to put my foot down on this B bomb site and I'm going to plant the bomb. But in fact, he's heading towards tunnels. Does he not know he has the bomb, or has he expected that the CTs will have most likely rotated? He's going to run into 2 CTs pushing up lowers, and now he's lost the bomb. And, well, Xerox is quite simply stuck between a rock and a very, very hard place. He'll know that both CTs were last seen in tunnels because, of course, his teammate in Decky last saw them there, and yeah, he's going to go down. I don't know why they didn't go for the plant, because if they had gone for the plant, they'd be able to buy up on the 3rd round as well. So, I don't know. Only they can tell us what was going through their heads there, Hoss.
Yeah, it was weird that he picked up the bomb. He even jumped over towards it and then went to tunnels. I mean, he could have just got the plant down and made him and his teammates' life a lot easier by even just getting the money, even if they didn't win the round. But instead, they may have to go that extra round eco after this one, just because of that sloppy, maybe misplay, I guess. Keep It Real's only got a USP in hand. No armor either, which is interesting. I know he probably wants the AWP for the next round, but going no armor, a little bit off. He's pushed down along. They meet the spray of a FAMAS, I believe that was, in Lamp yet, and the M4 as well. The headshots, the EASYPEASY. They are pinned here. Switches to the Candy Apple Glock, which he picked up last round. Can't find anything on Chocolate. There it is. Go back and finishes off with the headshot and a really nice anti-eco there from USSR.
Yeah, solid from USSR, and maybe, just maybe, they can build on it and emerge victors out of this map and prove, well, definitely prove me wrong. They've had a solid CT half so far, but now, this is where the Serbians need to flex their muscles, and Xerox, he's called himself Xerox Biceps, and he genuinely needs to start flexing because he's not doing too well at all. And, well, the Serbians are dropping like absolute flies. 3 deaths already. And Hoss, what's going on?
I don't know, it just seemed like, first of all, an interesting move to buy on that round, because they didn't get the bomb down either round before.
Yeah.
So it was more or less a forced buy. Then to push down long, because they were on very little money, they had no nades, so they couldn't flash over, they couldn't get smokes out, they couldn't throw HEs. It just seemed a really interesting move, I guess. And interesting isn't the word, but I'm trying to be nice to the guys. Buckler does get a headshot though.
Before going down to the Russian, who's apparently keeping it real. 11-7, and USSR finally giving EASYPEASY a run for their money. It's not so easy anymore, is it?
No. The first half, it started off a little bit hard for them, then they came back. Won about 6 rounds in a row, I think it was. But then, seems like it's all been downhill from then on. They're on to their second eco round of this half already. Only the 4th round. Oh, they're having to go up against AWPs and M4s with full nades as well. People always seem to underestimate just how important grenades are. If you have strats set up, they can really be the deciding factor in rounds. Keeping it real, is not going to be able to find anything there with his AWP. Just a bit of a... Not the ideal angle, I guess, but it's not going to matter. The rest of his team will do all the work as the T's went into the B site. It's 12-7 now, and the T's can buy again, and this time they have grenades and an AWP.
And here's an interesting question I want to ask you, because I see you as a very good neutral opinion, because obviously because of I don't want to sound bad, but you're inexperienced.
Yep.
You know, you haven't played the game as much as other people have. So I want to ask you, what do you think about the new change to all the doors on DDoS 2? The reason why I wouldn't ask myself is because you already know my answer. I'm going to say no. For
Yeah.
nostalgic reasons.
Well, pistols now can't go through them. Pistols bounce off. I'm not sure about the 5.7 though, because that has huge armor pen. So I guess for eco rounds, I don't know. Like snipers go through. Snipers can still one-shot kill, I believe, with the AWP. If not, then it takes them down to about 30. If it doesn't kill, then that's huge.
I don't believe it does.
Yeah.
Unless it's to the face.
Unless it's a headshot. Because before you could go through doors, and I believe... Did it kill?
Well, basically, in 1.6 and CS source. I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at what's going to happen this round, and then we'll go back to the
conversation.
Issue, of the doors. But by the looks of things, the terrorists are going to all head towards mid to B. They've smoked out CT spawn, and they've got 2 frags already. A few of them pushed through upper tunnels, and a few of them are pushing mid to B, and they've wrapped around the B bomb site, and they've got full control of it now, leaving 3 CTs. To try and retake the bomb site. They're not even going to bother retaking the bomb site. They're just going to hide it out and save their weapons. And it's good to see the Serbians starting to fight back. And maybe, just maybe, they found the weakness that they were looking for in this USSR defense. And maybe Keep It Real will get a frag. He does, and a bit of a cheap frag there. But now they know where he is, and I think Lamp's going to get a frag as well. And it's all good getting the bomb down, guys. But come on, let's not start dropping like flies. I don't think we're going to have any more deaths now. But yeah, going back to the double doors. In 1.6 and Source and CSGO, when it first came out, with the AWP, if you'd hit a guy in the head through the door, it would be a kill. If you hit a guy, if you get a body shot, it would deal around 80,
I wanted to say 80
points of damage. And to the foot, it was minimal. It was around 20 or 30, 40. Now, from what I've seen, I believe headshots are still kills.
One-shots.
But body shots are something like only 30 points of health or something.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's definitely... It's not just the AWPing thing. Forget the AWP. The AWP should be able to go through the doors anyways. But me as a rifler, someone who's always been a rifler, I used to get... I used to get so many kills through boxes, through doors. Like, for example, the situation where KGR is right now, if Lamp were to spot him, he'd be able to nail him through the doors in the head normally, but with these new doors, he won't be able to. But
yeah, it takes a lot more bullets. That was fine because it didn't go through any doors.
Through the air, yeah.
But, yeah, if you spray through with an AK or an M4, then it does a lot less damage, I know that. especially at close quarters as well. If you're just the other side, then it's still it'll take a good whole clip, missing a few obviously because no one's perfect. It'll take a good 2/3 to a whole clip to be able to kill someone. But Latro's going to get the first kill this round. No, not the first kill. We're going to trade 1-for-1 in mid here. Decky with the AWP. But yeah, I don't know. I think that rifles should, especially at close quarters, should be able to do more damage. It's all down to Nino now. This one gets one on Flamey. But that's all he's going to get as he gets dropped by Kabakan. 13-8 now is the score, and it's not looking good for EASYPEASY.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all from them. Unfortunately, not starting to stand up to what they initially called themselves. But hey ho, guys, it's a best of 3. They've still got time to redeem themselves, but I don't know whether they'll be able to do it on Mirage. The next map will be Mirage, and the third and final map, not quite sure what that smoke was about that long. The third and final map, should we require it, will Inferno. So here we go. Xerox has bought the good old Tech 9. We've got Keep It Real, keeping it real on short with the AWP, and the terrorists, they're doing what worked well for them last time round. They're going mid to B. Flamey's managed to get a kill. He's thrown the flash in towards tunnel to prevent anyone rushing from there. He gets 2 kills before going down, leaving it 4 versus 2, leaving Chocolate last man standing, and well, he's not standing anymore. 14-8, and it's far too easy for USSR, and you see, the thing is, I don't think it's been USSR who have been overly good as counter-terrorists. I honestly think Keep It Real have had a very, very poor terrorist side. And again, we're not quite, well, I'm not quite sure whether to attribute the ridiculously long pause we had to it.
Yeah, they don't seem to, their T side doesn't seem to be as strong as their CT side. Or maybe USSR have just got their game a little, but they haven't done anything amazing. They've just played pretty standard. To keep it real with the AWP, he's been looking short, he's been looking long, more or less been covering that A site all by himself. And I think, honestly, this kind of stems from when, I think it was Nino or Decky who picked up the bomb in B and then went into tunnels for some reason when they were 2v3.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, if he just planted it and got money, and then the force buy the 2 rounds later, because if he planted it, they wouldn't have needed to force buy. They would have had a nice comfortable buy. They might have even won the round, but even the force buy, that was something in their decision making wasn't exactly on point there. Round Keep It Real is going to open things up. Onto Decky, he's going to get a second, as I said, nothing special. He's just hitting AWP shots, but Nino will put an end to his life. Back and gets the headshot onto Nino, and the map changed.
Wow. Well, I can understand that the players are in a rush,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at the same time, it would have been nice if they had followed up with the rules of waiting for a few minutes. So guys, I guess we're just going to assume from that...
USSR won.
Yeah, that USSR won, because the only possibility that they didn't win would be for the GoTV to have around a 10-minute odd delay. So, Hoss, I've got to go and make food. But
Go for it.
message me on Skype as soon as we're about to go live, and I will come rushing upstairs. And in the meantime, guys, remember to follow the channel. Follow myself on Twitter. It's at Kyanite with a 1 instead of an I. Follow Hoss on Twitter as well. It's at Hossalot. And we'll leave you guys with a bit of music, and hopefully we'll be back shortly with the second map.